Now I come again your way. My name is still Abib Elemosho. Something that is bothering me, seriously, where am I now in Canada is the housing cost, the rentals in Lagos and some other cities in Nigeria. Those rentals are not reflecting our economic things. I mean, we know the average monthly salary of people. Even the so-called bankers, we know how much they are collecting, and the people in industrial sectors, where have you? So how come we now expect them to pay millions for rents? Rents, and they still have to buy food, they have to buy fuel. So let us, my plea is to all, the landlords, the caretakers, the developers, government, private people, let's do something about this housing. It is important for our economic development. It is important for everything we want to think about. Let's have houses affordable and livable for people. The other time I saw people making so much noise about Makoko and stuff like that. I happen to be to have grown in Makoko. At least I spent two or three of my years, my teenage years, growing in Makoko, directly opposite Celestial Church of Christ. And I know the part being discussed very, very well. It wasn't this bad then when I was living there. But as years grow by and people see that government is, it's not doing anything about this Makoko issue, the place started getting worse and worse. I was part of a group that were discussing about 20 years ago about the situation of Makoko. The debate was then whether to, evacuate the people and develop the place as a waterfront and stuff like that. The debate was there, where will you take them to? Immediately you move them, the place will be taken over, and these people will have no place to stay and stuff like that. It was on and on and on and on, and it ended nowhere. We have a lot of NGOs who came pleading for the residents, who refuse to see reason why the people must move. Even though we convinced them as environmentalists then that whatever whatever things are done to pollute the sea, the waterfront in Makoko, is going to affect all. The environment is one. You pollute that water, it flows into the lagoon is polluted, and before you know it, it flows into the seas, and the fishes, every other product we get from the water is polluted. So we discussed that. We try to let people see reason why we think people must be moved, and that place must be developed towards standard as it's available, everywhere. Why can't you just say people should just live anyhow on the water, defecate there, do all manner of things there? No. And their children and the health of those children and the mental stability of those children, it mattered a lot. We discussed this, but as it is with normal things, you see the NGOs having their way, talking us down and saying no, they hated this, they hated that, blah blah. Now 20 years later, the issue came up again, and the place was demolished, and partially too. My fear is what is going to be the outcome. Are these people that were relocated, or whose properties were this, are they going to really leave the place, or are they going to come back to the place? What is really going to happen? Are we really serious about environmental development? If I know Makoko very well, and what I saw of recent, it's a nice soul. We should not allow it. It should not be something that we should encourage at all. Well, I think whatever is the policy of the government, or whatever that plans for that area, should be strictly upheld, and should be done properly, so that we do away with the incidents of seeing people encroaching on all these places like that. I know Lagos is going to be this terrible, because land grabbers will have their way and will have, scrambling for land and all of that. That is what we have in a city that is developing at the rate Lagos is developing. But whatever is the case, the government should be up to it. Sentiments apart, let government do whatever they want to do in those places. It matters a lot. Thank you.